Welcome, folks, to a brand new game, Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. I have been greatly anticipating this game for quite some time, and I've actually played it a fair bit now. Um, on vacation and stuff, and just everything that's gone on since the game initially came out, I haven't actually been able to get around to recording any of it. I have played a fair bit of it. I haven't got out of the first intro area, which you will get to see. Obviously this episode will get there. I haven't finished that completely yet. I have finished the two big hunts that are in the area, though. I have done those already. Obviously, I'm going to be starting a new game, so we'll be doing them again on camera. But I have done those. I haven't done any of the... I've done a couple of random side quests here and there, but for the most part I haven't done the content in the area besides the main hunts. And a few other miscellaneous things. I'm going to be attempting to do a, mostly complete run-through of this game, which is going to take a long time, I can tell you that right now. This will be a very long series. The series is most likely going to be longer than my Dragon Age Inquisition series was. Now, having said that, I have a number of things that I'm considering doing with this. At least for the month of June, it's going to be an every other day thing, just like, I did Inquisition up to I finished it and everything. Starting in July, however, I am considering, mind you, does not mean that I'm going to do this, but I am seriously considering making it an everyday series. We're gonna see how far ahead I manage to get with all my recording. If I manage to get sufficiently far ahead that I can do that, I'm going to try and do that. But I'm not going to promise that it's going to be an everyday thing. Nor, even if it does become an everyday thing, I'm not going to promise that it stays an everyday thing. At no point, however, do I expect the series to become one of the every other 5-day series or whatever. It's going to be way too long for that. I only did that with Inquisition because I had things going on, so I had to kick it back. I had to cut down how much I was doing recording, and then, there was a couple new games that I was really excited about that came out, that I put in the every other day slot that it was taking. That's not going to happen with this, though. Anyway, so let's go ahead and look at the options real quick. I have had to turn some of the graphic settings down a little bit. This game is pretty intensive, and I fiddled around with stuff some. And I'm hoping that it's going to run well. We'll have to wait and see. So I have obviously the music and the master volume turned down some, because it's always way too loud for recording purposes. The default settings for volume in games. Now I have the on-screen tutorials turned off. We don't need those. Automatic finishers for now I have turned on. Now we go into HUD configuration. You can basically turn off every single part of the HUD if you so choose. I'm not gonna do that, at least not right now. Eventually, maybe, but not for some time. Alright, now here is the graphics settings. Some of the graphics settings, the post-processing stuff. I have motion blur turned off because motion blur always really annoys the hell out of me. I have regular blur turned on. That's alright. Sharpening is on low, because again, I've had to lower a few settings. I'm trying to keep them as high as possible, but still get my frames per second up a little better than where they've been playing around with it. So you see, most everything is on max or turned on or whatever, but not everything can be. VSync is turned off because my monitor, it's really because of my monitor, really. We're just leaving that off. Maximum frames per second. You can actually lock the frames per second at things. I can lock it at 30, I can lock it at 60, or you can set it to unlimited. Reasonably I can't get over 60 really without lowering the settings fairly significantly, which I'm not going to do. And the game does have some serious drops in frame rates, down to about 30 frames per second. So if I wanted to get rid of the drops, I could lock it at 30. I'm not going to do that though. I do not approve of locking frames per second for any reason. So I'm not going to do that. Of course, my resolution is at 1080, which is the best that my monitor can manage. We turned Hairworks off. This is not actually as resource intensive as I expected it to be, but it did gain me a few frames. So I'm going to turn that off. It really doesn't make that much of a difference, so we're just going to keep it off. Background characters I want high. Shadow quality I lowered a little bit. It doesn't make much difference between high and ultra. Of course, the terrain, texture, yada yada, all that is on high. Grass density, I was running on ultra. I've lowered it a little bit. Because I think it's going to help a lot with the frames per second. And it might be, it's not something that I consider super necessary. Now, the visibility range. This is a huge one. This has to be turned down to high from ultra. This is from the little bit of playing around that I did, this is the single largest effect on frames per second that I've seen. I'm sure some things like detail level and texture quality might have an even larger effect, but this is a big one, so I turned that down to high. At some point, I may do some further playing around, and I might try and optimize some stuff as we play. But for the time being, that's where we're at. Now, I do have all the DLC that's presently available for the game. They have given away all the DLC for free. The only things that are not going to be free are the 2 expansions, actual expansions that they have planned, which are expected to add, I think it was like 10 hours and then 20 hours, or 20 and 30 or something. I don't know. A lot of content when they come out. Those I don't have pre-ordered yet, but I will get them when the time comes. The only thing that you can actually affect in-game is you can turn on and off the alternative look for Yennefer. I'm going to have it on for right now, because I haven't actually seen it. So I'm going to leave it on for the time being to see if that affects anything right now. So yeah, here we go, folks. Now, I think you can change this in-game. The combat in this is very hard. Like, it's actually pretty damn hardcore. I think, let me real quick. I'm going to load.
Bard's tale begins near my dear friend Geralt of Rivia seeking his lover of yore, the sorceress Yennefer. She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead. After many trials and tribulations, Geralt finally learned that Yen was in nearby Vizima.
This is after a lot of things have been done. God, fuck off, game, really. Gameplay. Okay, yeah, see, it can be turned up and down. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start on Death March. I'm gonna start on the highest difficulty. It sounds a little nuts, but no tutorials. I don't know what this does. I don't know, like, what this affects. I always hit on, but I don't know what it actually does. So, I'm not really sure. So we have an awesome cutscene. I'm going to go ahead and mute the microphone for the cutscene. So enjoy, folks, and I will get back to you as soon as the cutscene's over. Pretty awesome, right? Cutscene's not quite over yet, though. Because we're about to go into Geralt of Rivia's, the main character, this guy right here. About to go into his dream. And it basically serves as the tutorial. Now I'm gonna have to cut some of this out. I might just leave it in. Just for the hell of it. That chick in the cutscene is Yennefer. Geralt's, basically the love of his life. The sorceress, I guess she is. She's very powerful, well, clearly. Surprise.
You know I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
Clearly had a very hard life, as you can tell.
So, later then.
See you later.
That's also Yennefer, by the way. I would normally cut this out, but all it shows is her butt. But all it shows is her butt. And I think I might be able to get away with it. So I'm gonna leave it in. Alright, so welcome to Witcher, folks. You will note there is some pretty serious frame drops. Mostly associated with things like the fire. Dynamic lighting effects like that. Even if you actually turn off the fire, it continues to be a problem. Are the main things that cause issues.
Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Geralt, stop fingering my toiletries.
I could say so many bad things, and I'm not going to, though. I'll be good.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
I might not. Kinda lazy.
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
That's a new conversation thing. I don't think I've heard that before.
Got any clothes that aren't black or white?
Undergarments.
Oof. Witchers have some quasi-magical powers. In the form of Witcher signs. That will get...
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
Let's be unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
Good comeback. Anyway. So, we'll get moving here in a second. Now, because it does little to add to the story, and I've already done it and know what the hell I'm doing, I'm going to skip as much of the tutorial stuff as it allows you to skip. It doesn't really add much to the story, and I know what I'm doing already.
Witcher's fast asleep.
So there's really no point.
Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Don't get mad at her.
Why the hell not? The whippersnapper refuses to do as she's told.
You like that about her.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
I find it interesting that they're training her to be a witcher.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike.
Trying to be fancy and messing yourself up when you do it.
You're not in a circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations?
She's like,
In your
yes,
shoes, I'd fear
no.
Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Apologies not done.
Sorry's not good enough. You're gonna read Ghouls and Alghouls in its entirety, appendices included.
No, please. I'd rather clean the stables.
End of discussion. Come on, we'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Yeah, this is the tutorial thing. As I said, I'm going to skip those.
Not this time. Believe me, you don't want to keep Vesemir waiting.
I'm gonna skip those things because I know what I'm doing. Really no point in me doing them at this point. And they add nothing to the story, so there's no point in me recording them. Just for the sake of recording them.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an Alghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zeracania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
She's really good here. Either way of what you go, she turns what you say like against you. So we'll go with that. Could have.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
Once again, this is the combat tutorial. We are going to skip this.
Let's skip straight to free training. No point going over the basics again.
Excuse me?
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri?
I'll explain who Ciri is. after the tutorial
Make sure to find
area is
the
over.
last blade for you.
Now remember, he's dreaming.
What the? No!
That was the Wild Hunt. I will explain about the Wild Hunt here in a second as well.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream.
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. How about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
Stuffed unicorn. Used it once or twice. Certain situations.
The things young folk get up to these days.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh. And it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Alright, now, it has been a few days since I played, so give me one moment. I need to check the key bindings. Mostly for one specific thing. which I'm not seeing. There's lock on. D. Okay. Oh, cliff. My bad. Come on, unlock. Thank you. Ow. They do some serious damage on this difficulty, man. Oh, crap. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna have to lower the difficulty. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to lower the difficulty. I wanted to try it on the really hard one, but whew, you have to be really good with the, you have to be really good.
You all right?
Take...
Dawn, sup?
Started...
Trip. Weird.
Just gonna skip through all of the conversation here.
No.
It was...
Be done.
Wait.
Didn't overlook...
Stop. We must... What's this?
Stuffed. Back on...
2, 3... Wait.
Okay, I am going to lower the difficulty some. I wanted to try the Death March one, but whoo, little much. So yeah, lower your difficulty, you may not unlock certain achievements upon finishing the game. That is so far away at this point, I don't care, and frankly, the difficulty is a little too high, so... Please? Ow. Oh lord, where is all of the... Damn it, man.
Of course, when armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more.
I don't know what the hell just happened with the... Video... HUD... All the HUD stuff is still on. I don't know why the whole HUD thing just like disappeared on me. It's annoying. This is a big part of the game here, is looting the bodies of the monsters and stuff that you kill. And not just monsters, but Temeria's soldiers hiding in the woods have been declared outlaws. Anyway, not just monsters, but plants and various other things that you can run into in the world. They are very, very important to the gameplay, really. Because you need all of these things as crafting materials.
So many corpses, and the war's just started.
Now, things like this blunt axe and these other various weapons that we can find here off the battlefield are useful to pick up because, well, they're useful for a number of reasons. number one, I can sell them. Number two, I can also use them as crafting supplies. Okay, get the hell off the thing there. Alright, for some reason I apparently cannot use that. Anyway, as I was trying to say, they're useful because you can break them down for crafting materials, eventually, as well as you can sell them, of course. And it's just valuable in a number of ways, for a number of different reasons. And it is more useful to you than you would think to have these things looted and available to you. I don't know why this is showing up as a thing when I can't actually do anything with it. I'm hearing it sounds like it's a monster somewhere, but I don't see it. So I don't know where I'm hearing it from, or what precisely I'm even hearing in the first place. Now there is a limit to how much you can carry. 17 out of 16. Out of 60, I'm sorry. Rather. And I think that's individual items rather than like a weight thing. I think. Don't entirely quote me on that one, but now it isn't necessarily worthwhile to tool around in this place forever. I have in fact probably already spent longer here than I should, or than I need to at least. So I am going to head back now. I will continue to pick things up as I go, though. There's no point in me not doing so. You'll see the usefulness of these things later on. And frankly, this battlefield having so much of this stuff, so easily obtainable, is quite valuable to you in the long term. Now, if we get close enough, you'll see kind of like echoes showing up on the map, or on the screen, when I use the Witcher sense, which is, in the case of using mouse and keyboard, okay, actually they're showing up as red down there, but those guys down there is more of the things that we just fought. I could go down there and fight them. I have no real need to go down there and fight them, so I'm not going to. But I could, if I was so inclined.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
No, because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No, really upset him too. His theory collapsed.
Huh.
War's not exactly going our way.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. That's what keeps us going.
Slow now. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
We going? Help me! Help!
Ow. Thing's really loud. Really, really loud. I apologize for how loud that was, shrill that was. Rest in peace, headphone users.
How's it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
He's like, yeah, sure.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
You could give us a few crowns. Now, this is part of the Witcher's Code. You can play the good guy in this. You can go, kind of do your own thing. But the Witcher's Code says that they don't work for free. Period. Like, under no circumstances do they do pro bono work. So we can play by, the Witcher's Code, or we can be nice. I'm going to do a mix, but for the time being, we're going to go by Witcher Code.
Could always use a few crowns.
Thing is, I've a meager purse at the moment. Nilfgaardians requisitioned my goods. Now this. Here.
Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yeah, a woman.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there?
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Despite what he says, though, he doesn't actually ask for a rye when he gets there. Okay, now these signposts here, these are kind of important. These serve as your fast travel points. You can only travel to them, and you can only travel when you're at them. So you actually have to physically be at a signpost in order to use fast travel. And then you can travel to any other signpost that you've been to, or that you know of. Harvesting materials like I'm doing right now is hugely important in this game. Like, you pretty much have to do it. Because you need it for your potions. I mean, you need it for everything in this. Now, those echo things there, those are enemies. Probably wild dogs. There might be something else, but I expect the wild dogs. Nothing else immediately close by. At least, not at this time. But just to give you folks an idea, this is the map. This is where I am right now. That's where we started. We rode down here to there. And then we were just crossing this bridge when it did the cutscene there. This is the starting area. This is the intro area. This is the extended tutorial area, essentially. Now, this is the world map. Royal Palace and Zima, this is just a building. That doesn't really count. These two areas are connected. But we can zoom out hugely far. And this is the size of the world of the game world here. It is huge. This would probably take me like, no joke, this would probably take several hours riding the horse to go from one side to the other. Now, I don't really know for sure. I haven't been to this area yet. I haven't gotten that far. And then there's also this area down here, which is actually a series of smaller islands and then a couple of larger ones, as you can see. The variety of various sized towns. But yeah. Huge. And for that reason, that is why they have said that the game will take so long to get through. This is apparently the largest, I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head. Novigrad? Maybe it's Novigrad? I don't know. I think, but this is the largest city in the world. Or at least in the, on the continent anyway. And it's pretty sizable. Like, we're zoomed out here far further than we can zoom out normally on the map that I'm on. I mean, on the map that we're on, we're stuck. Like, that's as far out as we can zoom. If we zoom out that far, like, this entire thing would be the city, and there'd still be room left over. So it is pretty good size, not gonna lie. I'm gonna show you something in the map here, and then I'm going to talk about a couple things. Oh, the blunt axes all count as one thing. I'm okay with that. Oh, see, they do count as weight. Okay. They don't weigh that much. Trying to find... There we go. Yennefer's letter. Forgive me for not asking about your health or how you've been these last years. Time is very short. I have important news. We must meet, and soon. Ride to Willoughby, near Vizima, and don't spare the horses. While I do eagerly await our reunion, I won't be able to wait, eagerly or otherwise, very long. Your dear friend, Yennefer. P.S. I still have the unicorn. I do find it somewhat concerning. This is supposed to be the love of his life. And she says, dear friend, your dear friend. It's like, kinda sounds like it sucks there, bro. Anyway, these are the potions and things that you can make. Here you see you need all variety of ingredients to make potions. And you do need these, particularly Swallow, because this is the health regen one. But you need these for all sorts of things. It's really pretty damn important. I would say this is going to be crap compared to what I have right now, so those are basically useless. But, as I said before, I can break them down into useful things later on. So right now our main quest is to go here, to the tavern. So we're going to turn around, we're going to go back to our horse. There is a number of ways to regain health. You do slowly regain health just sitting around. So, I mean, eventually I would regain my health as long as I don't get attacked again or otherwise lose health, get more health. I would eventually recover all my health. But that would take a while. I can eat the bread and water that you'll see on the bottom left corner. I could eat those, and those will recover my health fairly effectively. And as such, I probably will eat some of them, at least eventually. Alright, on to what I was going to say. Let's start with Ciri. Ciri is Yennefer and Geralt's adopted child. Now, a Witcher is incapable of having children. They are rendered sterile by the transformation into a Witcher.
A griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In the forest or the mountains, sure, but here, near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh.
Whoa!
Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Alright, I'm gonna go in. I'm going to wait until this cutscene's over, and it's basically going to give me the free reign that I've been looking for.
What?
Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now.
My arse it is.
Yeah, it would probably be yours. Temeria was the kingdom that this used to be, but Temeria lost their king in Witcher 2. And
Witches?
Nilfgaard has basically conquered most of the north, and is at war with what's left of it.
I'll not drink with Weaver-lost freaks.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. One mean beast.
Mean? Light way for a hunter to put it. Clawed Lena so bad, poor thing's 1 foot in the grave. But does no good to wallow in misfortune. How can I be of service?
With a drop of vodka for me.
And you? Something to wet your tongue?
I would like to note that he was talking about rye earlier, and then he orders a vodka. Vodka is not rye. Just want to put that out there.
There a contract on that griffin?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the lord for help. Now the alderman don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
So we're looking for a woman.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
Quite possibly. So show me what you got.
Behind the counter.
Alright, so we don't have a whole lot that we could sell to her. She doesn't really... These don't really give me much, and they're more useful to me breaking them down into what their component parts. And then I don't really have enough money to actually really accomplish anything here. The Dwarven Spirits would actually be really useful, and I might want to buy those. But I don't think I'm going to just yet. Alright, baked potatoes. A 10-second effect duration, so those are actually better than bread. Interesting. Wow, water's really freaking expensive. Cow's milk is better than water. Strange. Very strange. Anyway, the Dwarven Spirits are probably the most useful thing there. I'm not going to buy them right now, though.
Thanks for everything. help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Here, Black One's been out measuring the fields.
Whatever, buddy.
Like that and burning the harvest.
Drommel, you're dumber than a headless cockroach.
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
I just want to talk.
Just want to talk.
You deaf, Stray. No one here'll talk to you.
If it's company you seek, stick that mangy snout of yours in a trough with the pigs.
Show that shit-eater, Micah.
Okay, now this uses one of the signs of a Witcher is basically gives them the ability to exert a limited control over the minds of others, and that's what this is here. That's the symbol for it, and it basically lets them.
Raven-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna sit down now and shut my face. Alright, so he doesn't have much to say. Much to say it's of any actual use, anyway. There's a back door into this place. I did not know that. It's potentially valuable information to have for the future. Not necessarily so useful right the second, but...
Factions.
For what?
Factions, teams, suits. Similar to clubs and spades, except...
Alright, this is the guy that we
Looking
want
for
to
a
talk
woman.
to.
Like everyone. Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies. It'll lift your spirits.
Alright, fine.
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
So how do you know?
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
It's a Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
So who might you be?
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gaunter O'Deem, at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Of course.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
Foreshadowing. Anyway. I'm going to have to actually end the episode here, but before I do, I'm going to finish my explanation. So, Ciri was Geralt and Yennefer's adopted child. Apparently, I guess they were training her to be a Witcher. Obviously adopted, as I said, because Witchers are sterile. When they take the mutagens and the things that turn them into Witchers, give them their powers, their strength, their agility, all of these things. One of the side effects is it makes you sterile. Most Witchers are male, but I guess they could be female. I guess I've never seen anything that would say otherwise. And I think you do see a couple of female Witchers, now that I really think about it, in, like, the first Witcher game and whatnot. Yennefer is obviously a very powerful priestess, a very powerful sorceress, rather, I'm sorry, and is, of course, Geralt's love, the love of his life, really. It's been a long time since they've seen each other, though. Geralt, in fact, lost his memories for a long, long time and didn't know who he was. Witcher is based on a series of books written in Poland. At the end of the book series, Geralt dies, and the book series is set before the games. Geralt dies, so that makes you want, so it appears. Obviously, he doesn't actually die, because the games come after the books. But, he dies, or apparently dies, sacrificing himself to the wild hunt, trying to save Yennefer and Ciri. He doesn't actually get killed, though, but he loses his memories. And the first Witcher game and Witcher 2, he's involved in other things, but one of the things you're trying to do is trying to recover your memories. And in this one, you've obviously recovered, if not all, at least a good chunk of your memories. So you actually have some knowledge of who you are and what you've done before, and so on and so forth. It wasn't complete amnesia, he didn't lose all of his memories, but he lost, memories of, like, specifically who he was. He knew he was a Witcher, he had all his knowledge, but he didn't have, like, specific memories of where he came from, or, his past. And that's kind of where this game comes in, is it's the culmination of everything that's happened to him up to this point. And his adventures, trying to reconnect with Yennefer for the first time since, he, as far as she knew, he died. That she it's probably several years before she even discovered he was still alive. Trying to find out what happened to Ciri, so on and so forth. Lots of different things. Now we're gonna go out here real quick and I'm gonna fight these guys because they're gonna try and jump me.
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Don't want your kind here.
Yeah, back off.
I haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course not. You done nothing.
Horses working witchcraft. Get him!
Uh-huh. Now, Alt is oh, that was not the desired button. Alt is dodge, space is jump and, like, roll and stuff.
Nice meeting you.
Have a good night, guys. Okay, there we go. Now, doing this kind of thing can be dangerous. doing it in town, because if there's guards, is whatever that see you doing this, they'll get pissed off at you. I'm kind of safe doing it right now because there's not really anybody around who would cause me too much in the way of difficulties, but it still can be a bad idea. Now, there's a number of things in town here that it's worthwhile to explore and do. We're going to do that next time, though. As I previously said, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. Real quick, though, let's go over the Witcher signs. There's Ard. Let's actually exit the town here so I can demonstrate them. That bar that you see next to it is the your endurance, and endurance is expended when you use the Witcher symbols. So there's Ard, which is the Ard is basically a telekinetic blast, pretty much. So you can use it to shove enemies back. Yarden here, this is a slow trap, essentially. When enemies walk into it, they get slowed down. Quen, this is the one that influences the minds of an enemy. Oh no, actually that one, Quen is the shield, I'm sorry. Igni is a fire wave attack, essentially. Axie, I think this is the one that's the one that does the mines of your enemies. And Quen is the shield, so when you have Quen effect on, you can take a couple of hits and it won't actually hurt you. It'll get absorbed. So, very useful. The Witcher has two different weapons. One, the steel sword, the one I just drew, which is for fighting humans and, you know, animals. And then the silver sword, which is for fighting monsters. Basically anything that isn't an animal or a human. They do different types of damage. Does more damage, the silver sword does. But isn't so great for fighting humans. Alright folks, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save the game here. And I'm going to see you all next time. So thank you for watching. This is Witcher 3, a new series for me. We're going to have a good time with it. I have been Falcon, your host, and I will see you folks next time. Bye-bye.